Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be testing out the Lectric Xpeak. Now, this is their brand new bike out in 2024. This is the step-through version. They also have a step-over version, but this is their entry into the market with a 26 by 4 inch tire fat bike. Now, this is their version of a mountain bike, and there's a lot of awesome features about this bike for the price that I'm going to get into in this video, so make sure you stick around. But the first test we're going to do is the one I do with all my e-bike videos, and that's going to be going up, this hill with throttle only. And if you've just seen there, that is only one thing so far that I noticed about this bike, and that is that your foot is kind of in the way of the wheel. If you try to turn the wheel too far here, your foot will hit that fender or that tire if you're not paying attention like I was just now. But I'm trying to film, I'm trying to think about what I'm saying, filming and everything else, not paying attention, and that's why I hit that. But that is something you're gonna have to keep in mind, is where your foot is when you're turning the wheel, because it will hit that tire. But the one thing nice about that trade-off, it does make a shorter reach for us shorter riders like me, and you're not bent over when you're riding this bike. So let's go ahead, hit this hill, pedal assist 5, throttle only, and see what kind of speed we can maintain. Now, this is a 750 watt 48 volt motor in the back, and it has a rated newton meters of torque of 85 newton meters. So 12, 11, 10, 9, looks like no less than 9 miles an hour. So not bad out of this 750 watt motor. Some of the slower 750 watt bikes that I've tested is about 6 miles an hour, and the fastest one I've tested, not being dual motor, if you guys seen that last video, that thing crushed it up that hill, but it was dual motor. But the fastest single motor 750 watt bike I have hits 11 miles an hour. But actually, I just turned around. We're going to try this again with just pedaling, because the throttle is limited to 20 miles an hour. So we're just going to pedal slightly. I'm not going to put much effort into it, and we're going to see if we can come up that hill any faster than 9 miles per hour before I get the battery drained down on this test. And this is a fully charged battery. All right, here we go. I'm going to start out with a little bit of throttle, then just switch over to pedaling. Now, I'm not going to put any effort in. I'm just going to turn the pedals, basically just like fake pedal it here, and we'll see if we can get up any faster than 9 miles an hour. And I'm in gear 5. 10. So actually, it gained 1 mile an hour, almost 11 miles per hour there. So the way that this controller is programmed, it's the PWR. It's the newer version of their controller in their past few models, and what it does is it limits your amperage instead of your speed when you're in different pedal assist levels. So now this bike has 180 millimeter rotors on both the front and the rear, and they are hydraulic, which is amazing for the price. And what's really awesome is this thing has an RST Renegade front suspension fork here with 80 millimeters of travel. And that's pretty insane for being on a bike of this price point. And another awesome thing about this bike here is it is on the lighter side. It is 75 pounds with the battery, and without the battery, it's about 67 pounds. So that's pretty nice for being a bigger 26-inch fat tire bike, for it to only weigh 75 pounds with the battery. Now, this battery is a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery that integrates nicely here into the frame, and you can see as long as you're not turning really far, you're not going to hit your feet with the fender or the tire, just on the sharp turns. But let's go into pedal assist 1 here and see what kind of speed we can maintain. And like I said, the pedal assist levels are limited by amperage, not speed. So it's going to output a certain amount of amps. I believe it's like 6 amps or something in pedal assist 1. And this actually makes it nice if you're not worried about trying to maintain a speed with someone else, and you're going to get longer battery life out of it. All right, so now I'm in pedal assist 5, just cruising, and I got to tell you, this thing does have some pretty good power. But we're going to be testing it on a steeper hill there and see what we can do going up that. Very, very smooth though. Very smooth on this bike. All right, we're testing out these brakes here, going downhill. So far, so good. Very, very quiet brakes. seem to work really well. We're going to get them nice and hot here and try to stop at the bottom. And this is always kind of hard to do one-handed. So yeah, real nice there on the brakes, stopped at the bottom, no problem. All right, so now we are in pedal assist 1, and I'm on the current setting, and I'm going 10 miles per hour, and it's not outputting any current. Now that's nice if you're just cruising like this, because I'm barely putting any effort into it, but once I hit that slight incline up there, it's going to kick in the power, and it's going to be limited to, I believe, 6 amps. So we'll see here on this incline up here, see what speed it kicks in at. Looks like about 9 miles an hour starts to kick in on the current. It's giving me 6 amps of current, and it will limit you to that. So you're not going to get any more current out of pedal assist 1 than 6 amps. If you want more power, you have to bump your pedal assist level up. Level 2 is 10 amps. Level 3 is 15 amps, and so on and so forth until you get the pedal assist 5, and that's where you'll get the full output of this controller at 24 amps. And this bike is supposed to be a 28 mile per hour bike, and you better believe we're going to be testing that out on a straight stretch. But right now I'm in pedal assist 3, cruising here at 14, 13 amps of current. So the higher speed you go, the less current it's going to output. But going to be really nice for long distance riding, because it will save battery power versus constantly putting out you know, like 20 or 24 amps of current. Now the throttle is limited to your pedal assist levels as well. Right now I'm going 19 miles an hour. It's not giving me, it's giving me like 1 amp of current in pedal assist 3. Very smooth ride. But to be honest, and you could probably hear it too, or can't hear it, you can't even hear that motor. It's so quiet. Very, very nice. A little bit off-road. And I can't go no further. All right, so now while we're down here, let's take a little break and go over all the specs and features of the new Lectric Xpeak. Like I said before, this bike is amazing that for the price point, it includes an RST Renegade suspension front fork, and it has 80 millimeters of travel. Pretty decent fork for the price point of this bike. On the right-hand side, you have an adjustment here with a lockout, and on the left-hand side, you have a nice preload adjuster, and there's actually a little lever that flips up and allows you to spin that a little bit easier. I thought that was pretty neat. But not only that, it has a through axle, which is quick release, and that is awesome. It's not one of those little chintzy quick release axles that go through that's only like not even a 1/4 inch. This thing is really thick, really nice to keep the front wheel aligned once you get it on there and your brakes adjusted if you need to remove and reinstall that front wheel. But just overall, very, very nice that they have this quick release here on the front. And this bike is sitting on a pair of 26 by 4 inch fat tires. You can see here that there's cutouts in the rims, which I think is pretty cool looking. It might be kind of hard to clean if you get them all muddy and dirty, but that keeps the weight down on the wheels, which is nice. And that's one way they're able to keep this bike at 75 pounds with the battery installed. Now this is a steel rack on the back that will hold up to 60 pounds max. Would have been nice to see an aluminum rack back there to get it down just a little bit lighter in weight. Not that it would have saved a bunch of weight, but would have been nice to see. Has a rail here for clipping a set of panniers on, and it also has a nice rail here for being able to attach a bungee strap or something of that nature on to secure your load on the back, which is always nice to see. Up here on the handlebars, you have a set of non-locking rubber grips. Your control pad here next to that for controlling your pedal assist levels. Over here on the right hand side, you have a thumb throttle, and next to that is the Shimano 7-speed shifter, which leads down to the 11 to 28 freewheel in the rear. That's odd. Looks a little bit loose. Might have to look into that. I didn't notice any issues yet, but something I might have to look into there. I actually just noticed that. And it's using a Shimano tourney derailleur to shift through those 7-speed gears. Coming up the chain here, you have a 46 tooth chain ring in the front and a really nice set of detachable aluminum pedals here. Love the way that they quick release out of there and have really good grip on them as well. These are the same ones that were on the cargo bike that I reviewed. So if you're interested in their cargo bike, make sure you check out that video as well. What's really cool too is they have a really nice rubber chain guard here attached directly to the frame, so when your chain bounces, when you're hitting bumps, it's not slapping off your frame, nicking it up and making a bunch of noise. And for power, this bike's using a 14 amp hour 48 volt battery, powering a 24 amp controller back to the 750 watt rear hub motor. And like I said, it's rated at 85 newton meters of torque. And that motor is peaking out at 1310 watts when you have a fully charged battery. Has a really nice step through design here with 19.5-inch step over height and a nice water bottle holder here, and also a set of mounts up here for a lock, water bottle, other accessories, and things like that. You have the charge port right here on the side of the battery for charging up the bike, or you could take the battery out of the bike and charge it as well. For stopping power, this bike's using a set of hydraulic disc brakes coming down to 180 millimeter rotors on both the front and the rear of the bike. And it also has a really nice heavy duty kickstand on it. For safety, this has the nice big premium headlight on the front and a pretty decently bright tail light on the rear. However, that is not a brake light, so whenever you pull the brake lever, that does not get any brighter or dimmer, and then when the lights are out, that does not light up when you pull the brake lever. It would have been nice to see a brake light there. Now, this bike came with that big premium front light, came with the rear rack, the fenders, exactly as you see it here. Also got a lock included, and I believe it's going to be coming with a set of front and rear baskets and a front rack. However, I believe that's a pre-sale deal. I think the standard model is going to have a regular light on the front mounted down below on the fork. It's not going to come with the fenders and not going to come with the rack. Now that might change, but as of now, looking on the website, that's how it looks like it's going to come with the standard model. But the pre-sale model here, which is going to be shipping the week of March 4th, you get a lot of accessories. The front and rear rack, baskets, fenders, the premium light. So definitely take advantage of that pre-sale if you're thinking about ordering this bike. And I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested. It will be an affiliate link, so I will make a small commission. Unfortunately, Lectric never gives me coupon codes to share with you guys because they say their bikes are already priced too cheap. So can't help you out there, but I would do appreciate it if you do decide to use that link if you decide this is the bike for you. Let's get back to it. Now, this bike is rated for up to a 330 pound rider, and the minimum seat height on this bike is 33 inches. However, you can get it to go down about another inch or so here, but the clamp does not lock on it very well when it goes down. But why that's good to know is if you're getting a suspension seat post for this bike and putting it in here, you already have an inch there to play with. So that is nice that that tube is down a little bit there. That way, whenever you do add that suspension seat post, you're only losing about 2 inches. And I'll put down in the links a cheap suspension seat post that I use that will fit this seat tube diameter here. And I think it's around 30 bucks on Amazon, so I'll make sure I put that down below as well. And the seat that I typically use, which I'll throw a screenshot of it here, of this seat post with this seat so you can see what it looks like. And if you're interested in the cell phone holder that I always use, I'll put that down below in the links as well. But let's get back into the test. Let's see what kind of speed this bike will do on pedal assist 5, and then let's go hit some more hills, see what kind of power it has going up them, and I'll follow up with you at the end and let you know what I think. Not too bad there. I was in 5th gear and it still pulled me up that hill. All right, so let's try just throttle only here and see what kind of speed we can maintain. We're in pedal assist 5. It's looking like 19 miles an hour. Slight, very slight incline. Let me put this on amperage here. Current, 18 amps. So it's looking like about 19 to 20 miles an hour on throttle only, pedal assist 5. And you can see going down around turns like this, it's no big deal with that front wheel because you don't really turn the handlebars too far on a normal turn like this to where it's going to hit your foot on the pedal. It's just the really sharp turns that you have to worry about. So let's see what we could get this bike up to speed wise. Let's see if we can hit 28 miles an hour. All right, throttle only here, still giving me 11 amps at 20. So yeah, about 19 to 20 miles an hour with just throttle only. All right, now I'm pedaling, and I gotta tell you, in gear 7, cadence is really nice with that 11 to 28 freewheel. I have no ghost pedaling whatsoever. 27, and I'm not putting hardly any effort into it, 28. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some effort in and see if we can get it any faster. Still giving me about 12 amps of current. So I would say 27 to 28 miles an hour, which is what it calls for in the specs. So very nice, very smooth ride at 28. You can see here, at 26. My pedaling's really nice, not too fast. Very nice. Let's see what kind of speed we can maintain going up this hill here. $23, $22, $19, $18. Not too bad. Try out this front suspension a little bit on some bumps. Definitely would like to have a suspension seat post in here for sure. But that front suspension, no problems. Go over these train tracks here. Very smooth. A little bit more on the suspension test. Let's try to do it slow. That's like no troubles at all. See if we can go back up on it. Very nice. Easily. Doesn't bottom out whatsoever, even coming back up on it. And that's about a 6, maybe, I don't know if it's 8, at least a 6-inch curb. This is one-handed here. Nice. I don't hear any chain slap either. Probably hitting that rubber guard on there, making it quiet. These 26-inch tires definitely take the bumps good. That front suspension's working really nice. Now, riding one-handed with a step-through bike, and this is like this on all bikes, not just this one, you do get a little bit of frame wobble. I don't know if you can see it or not, but a little bit. And that's going to be like that on all step-through bikes, basically. All right, steepest hill in town. Let's see how it does. Let's just do some throttle only here at first. Giving me 24 amps of output. Can it do it with just throttle? It's doing it. It's definitely doing it. I would have normally started pedaling there because I felt like it was about to start putting it under a pretty good strain, but it pulled me up that steepest hill no problem, which is what the same thing, if I can remember correctly, is what the cargo bike did as well. So good power, 85 Newton meters of torque. All right, everyone, last long hill before my house. Let's see how it does. Pretty sure it's gonna do pretty well up this hill. 13 miles an hour, I'm in gear 4, pedal assist 5, not putting hardly any effort into it at all, just a little bit here. And it's pulling me up this hill no problem. And to be honest, my seat height is probably a little bit too low for a proper leg extension. It's a little easier to film that way. Cranking out 24 amps of current, maintaining a steady 15 miles an hour now. We'll see if the controller gets nice and warm and starts limiting output, or if it stays at 24 amps. All right, let me slow down here. Nope, still putting out 24 amps. No problem. Right up over it, and we're to the top. All right, home stretch. So far, very nice. And I know I said that a few times before. When you think about this, when you compare it to their original Lectric or the newer 3.0s, for the price difference, you get a 14 amp hour battery, which is about the same as the 3.0 long range. But with this, you also get a 24 amp controller, 750 watt motor, awesome front suspension fork with the through axle. And if you can catch the pre-sale to get the front and rear baskets and the front rack, the premium headlight and all that, I think it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. But let me know down below in the comments what you think, how you thought this bike performed. And if you're interested in picking one of these up, please use the link down below, and it helps support these videos and helps me keep creating this content for all of you. All right, back to the original hill that I went up in the beginning of the test. Battery's down to about 49 volts. So let's see what we can maintain now. I'm just gonna do slight pedaling, nothing too strenuous, just a little bit of effort. And let's see what kind of speed we can maintain. Looks like still 9 miles an hour. So not bad at all. All right, everyone, so I think that's gonna be about it for this video. Like I said, let me know down below what you think. Check out the suspension one more time. Ooh, a big hole. Did it just for you. And please consider sticking around, subscribing, checking out some other videos. If you want to learn about e-bikes, solar panels, solar generators, fixing things, honestly, whatever I find interesting. But thanks for watching, everyone. See you around on the next one.